Hey there everyone, hope you're all doing well and welcome back to another video. So today I wanted to talk about the Wade concept in KSI, which this isn't the first time I've done this. I made another video on it before, months and months ago, and I felt like I might as well talk on it again because some more shit has happened, and of course, it was KSI's fucking fault. So the video is more so about me talking about my problems with KSI, rather than the entire beef, I guess. So that being said, I will put a little sequence of the tweets on screen. You guys can read them and stop them if you want to, so you guys can get the full amount of context for this.
Come over here and kiss me on my hot mouth. I'm feeling romantical.
I don't want to focus too much on the tweets just because I'd rather express my opinion and how this makes me feel. The things that I, personally have to say about the entire thing. So if you guys want to hear that, I welcome you to listen, and we can have a conversation about this in the comments if you want. You guys can leave your own opinions on it as well, and I'm sure I'm probably going to get hate for this if this video gets out there, because a lot of KSI dick riders are probably going to disagree with me, which is just fine. I mean, that's to be expected. I want to keep it a buck. I'm a massive fan of KSI. He's my favorite YouTuber, and he has been for years now. I've kept up with his content since middle school, maybe? Something along those lines. It's been a long time. And I feel like over time he's gotten more and more insufferable, incredibly arrogant. I even said this in my last video, and to be honest, it's only gotten worse, which is sad to see. I was hoping that maybe he'd turn over a new leaf. He hasn't. I mention this because in the tweets you'll see that not only did he start the entire confrontation, but it's very clear that he never really forgave Wade in the first place, even though they apparently talked about it. I kind of felt that was bullshit from the very beginning because there's no fucking way. JJ gave in his whole tongue-in-cheek apology, he lied about Wade, attempted to bury him and ruin his credibility along with his manager and all that, so I don't think a single phone call would hash that whole thing out. Anyway, I was right because I kind of saw the subtle jabs JJ was throwing towards Wade, because he doesn't like people having opposing opinions, although he says all the time he likes having people around him that are realistic, but when someone is realistic and it doesn't fit his views, apparently they're just hating on him and all this other bullshit. I guess Wade fits into that category, and you can kind of see the seeds being planted. I've kept up with a lot of the Twitter spaces and tweets and videos and shit like that, so I've seen a lot of the things happening, and you can just tell that KSI does not like Wade even now. Just want to let you guys know that the clip JJ uploaded was completely unprovoked. He wasn't mentioned in any way, shape, or form. Wade was talking about Logan specifically, and of course, because Logan and JJ are all buddy-buddy now, he thought he can throw out this subtle jab, and people are, for some reason, still siding with him, which is wild to me. But of course, it's on Twitter, so... And it's a shame, because Wade keeps getting put down for this. People say that Wade is reaching, and he's doing too much, even though his entire job is to analyze combat sports and boxing, and that's what he's done here. If someone releases footage of sparring, why would he not cover it? He's the first person to do so, considering that's what he's always done. So people getting mad at him for that, and for responding to what JJ has said about him, or posted about him, like alluded to him, when there was literally no reason to do that, is ridiculous on so many levels. I'll put up the tweet again, but... Oh man. So, JJ took a response from somebody else, which is fucking baffling. I'm not very surprised. KSI has awful shit talk. You might be able to tell, because you can fucking see John Cena, apparently. So he stole a response, and then there was no response after that. Even now, at this very minute, JJ hasn't responded to Wade, essentially exposing that. And again, we have little kids in Wade's comment section and on his tweets, calling him a dick rider and all this shit, which is just so unfathomable that I can't even begin to understand how people would come to that conclusion. The point is, JJ is so unbelievably delusional that he doesn't understand his arrogance is his downfall. He makes a joke out of it and he pretends like it doesn't really matter, but people are disliking him because of the actions and the things that he's saying. He calls himself a realist, but nothing he says is realistic anymore. Saying he's going to knock out Floyd Mayweather and he's going to knock out Tommy Fury when he has literally no reason to have all of this confidence. The only reason he can have this confidence is from sparring, which is the same reason everybody has all this confidence, yet he'll still call out Jake Paul saying that he hasn't fought anybody, but KSI has fought even worse people. Now, I'm the first guy to hop on the Jake Paul hate train. I don't like the guy very much. I actually like him more than Logan now. Logan is fucking insufferable more than all three of them. But Tyron Woodley and Anderson Silva would beat the shit out of everybody KSI has fought. KSI hasn't fought anybody good. He fought Temper, who's been knocked out by Slim already, so that doesn't even fucking matter. Swarms and Pineda, who were both dog shit. He fought Logan, who... I mean, I don't even want to talk about that shitty-ass fight. And he fought Joe Fournier, which doesn't even count because he hit him with an illegal shot that knocked him out and is for some reason still bragging about it. I don't know. So, KSI's opponents aren't all that either, and they're less than Jake's opponents, so I don't really see where he's coming from. And I guess he says all the time, like I said, oh, well, it's from sparring, I know what I know, but you talk shit about people doing the exact same thing as if it's not hypocrisy. And then, of course, we have losers like the fan who do nothing but suck on JJ's dick, and JJ is completely welcoming to it, which, again, is going against him saying he likes to have real people around him because the fan isn't even an actual fan. He just says shit to gobble on KSI's nuts and be on his good side, even though a lot of the things he says are just completely unrealistic. So the first time JJ had his problem with Wade, most of his fans turned against him, whether it was on Twitter or on his Reddit or Instagram or whatever. A lot of people turned against him, including me, because it was fucked up and JJ was lying and it's not okay to do somebody like that. The fan obviously was not. Real fans are going to tell you when you fucked up and when they believe that you need to apologize or something that you did was wrong. That's what his actual fans did. The fan defended him and his delusions because he wanted to be on his good side and be his friend. That's the only reason he says and does any of this shit. He has no confidence in himself, so he feels the need to idolize somebody else. Absolute insanity. JJ even said in one of the spaces that he feel like he needs the dick riders, which again is a very, very telling sign that he really doesn't give a fuck about people being real around him, because if he did, he would be more realistic as himself. Saying he's a realist in interviews, but also saying he'd knock out Floyd Mayweather when he had trouble and received punches he shouldn't have received from people who can't box very well is so unbelievably insane. I don't even have words to describe how nuts that is. Floyd Mayweather, who I don't really like either, one of the best boxers to ever live, and one of the most calculated boxers to ever live, would beat this shit out of KSI before he even knew it was happening. But of course, KSI, being a realist, would knock him out. Do I want KSI to win against Tommy? I think 70% of me does, but 30% of me wants him to get humbled because holy fuck, he's talking out of his ass all the time. I guess if he wins, he's technically not talking out of his ass, but he still kind of is. Like I said, the whole Floyd Mayweather comment and all the stuff about Wade is ridiculous. As I mentioned earlier, he's been throwing subtle jabs at Wade, even though Wade has done nothing wrong. All he's ever done was explain how he felt about situations and how he saw fights and numbers and all that. But for some reason, KSI and his boyfriend, fuck buddy, Mams Taylor, are still on his ass. Mams not as much. I think Mams has gotten a little more chill. JJ, though, the dude is on such a fucking high horse that he really doesn't give a shit. And it's sad to see. He says he's just like everybody else. He's a normal guy, but the things he says do not reflect that. He acts like he's a god among men and he's the final boss, but he hasn't fought anybody. Yes, you're the CEO of Misfits. Good job. That's awesome, and it's doing good for a lot of people in the YouTube community and the influencer community, even the boxing community. But you haven't fought anybody. Who the fuck have you fought to be crowned the king? Nobody. And he still feels the need to attack Wade when Wade has done nothing wrong. Attacks him for Kingpin falling out when all Wade was doing was accepting a job. What the fuck? What has Wade done to deserve that? Absolutely nothing. He tells his opinion, which is what everybody does. But people hate on him for it because it's fucking Twitter. And Twitter's a cesspool of morons, mouth-breathing morons, who do nothing but listen to other people talk, and then like, okay, I'm just gonna agree with that, and fuck anybody else. It doesn't matter how good of a point they have and how they personally feel, I'm just gonna attack them because my leader said so. Which again is where people like the fan come in, fucking losers, who don't have a mind for themselves. I mean, this dude tweets at KSI all the time, acting like he's homies, but I guarantee they've never had one serious chat outside of Twitter before. Not one. It's just a shame to see somebody that I've looked up to and genuinely appreciate as a person and someone who's helped me become the person that I am and that I want to be, turn to the dark side and be just a sad sack fucking over-animated weirdo. Even if he's playing a character, he's doing way too much at this point. Like, it's actually insufferable to watch and it hurts my eyes and ears at the same exact time. Keemstar doesn't even like Wade. But nobody likes Keemstar either. People will sit here and accuse Wade of so many things when all he does is respond and analyze. That's literally all he does and commentates. What else has he done to deserve any of the shit that people are throwing at him? Nothing. People are treating him like he's the CEO of Kingpin when all he did was accept a paycheck and a job to commentate. Where the fuck are the brain cells going for these people? I genuinely don't understand. I mean, him calling Wade broke is weird. But again, all of this really stems, as of recently, from JJ poking a jab at Wade unprovoked. I mean, just because it had to do with Logan doesn't really mean that you need to fuel the fire. And even if we're going to go that far, JJ is defending and partnering with a scammer. One who has done nothing to rectify any of his mistakes. Nothing at all. He says that he has, but he really hasn't. He tried to dismiss the case, so that way he doesn't get fucking sued, but he doesn't want to talk about that. For months, he didn't answer Coffeezilla or the victims, and that was after the video that he pledged $1.8 million to the victims, yet he has done fuck all. But apparently he's a very trustworthy guy who's allowed to talk about scamming and money, even though he's scammed his fans for money. And then JJ doesn't say anything about it and sits here and throws jabs at people for no fucking reason, even though the person he's partnering with is a scumbag. He has all the time in the world to talk about Jake Paul and how bad of a person he is. He doesn't care about fighters' pay, but he's literally rooming with a piece of shit who has scammed his audience more than once. Multiple pump and dumps. But that doesn't matter to him, does it? On a Reddit video I watched, somebody brought up what Logan did, and KSI said, you know what, let's just see what happens. Let's see Logan's side. Logan pledged and has done nothing. And what the fuck has KSI said? Zilch. Silence from his end, because why would he fucking respond? It's making him money. There's no reason for him to stop doing anything because he has no fucking integrity. It's sad to see one of my favorite YouTubers and somebody that I still enjoy watching having integrity tatted on his fucking body, but he clearly has none. You can say I'm a hater all you want, but I've been subscribed to JJ for years. I've been watching his content for years. I love the fucking Sidemen. I've stuck by his side on a lot of things, but it's just, as a fan, it's getting really tiresome when he keeps doing dumb shit and saying dumb shit. I cannot keep defending him. There's no reason to. At this point, if you're still defending JJ for all the dumb shit he's put people through, all the things that he's lied about, then you are a sad sack motherfucker who needs help. Go to therapy, dude. The fan, talking to you specifically, go to therapy, bro. You're not well. Either you're the best troll I've ever seen, or you're the saddest motherfucker on this platform. Most people probably aren't going to see this, and you know what? That's fine. It is what it is. It's just my opinion. You guys may disagree with me. That's okay. I just don't think it's fair on Wade's part. I don't think it's fair for KSI to act like the asshole that he's been acting like. This fucking out-of-body experience of just this godly entity that he thinks he is when he's literally done nothing in terms of the fight game to prove that he's that guy. You know what? If he wins, good for him. Again, I'm still rooting for him. Still want him to get humbled a little bit, but I'm still rooting for him, and if he does it, good job. That doesn't change the fact that he's still acting like an asshole and saying crazy shit that he shouldn't be saying. Anyway, that's really all there is to it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you agree, you agree. If you don't, you don't. Whatever. Have a good night. See ya.